Hi guys, I'm Adriana Sahar, and this is going to be my new podcast. So, those of you that don't know me, I am a fashion designer based in Los Angeles, California, and I want to restart my podcast. I had one back in 2020, and it was really great. I got very good feedback, but I had a very traumatic experience happen to me, and I deleted my entire podcast. So, with that being said, it's been a long time. It's been about 2 years now, and I have been thinking about it for so long, and I just really wanted to get back on this kind of platform because I feel like I have a lot to say, and I want to just help people like me who go through things. And I feel like talking about my experiences really helped me as well, and I feel like it could help other people. So right now I'm in my studio. I know it's kind of a mess but I do love it here. If you guys know, I had a store downtown LA, and I closed it back in 2021, and that was due to just maintenance, and it was a lot of work. And I had the store for about 3 years. I opened it in 2019, right before the pandemic hit, and it went really well. It was great until, like I said, something really traumatic happened to me, and I want to talk about it. In 2020, I was cyberbullied by a couple girls who I considered my friends, and it didn't affect me till it affected me. And what I mean is that, I didn't know how much of an impact it had mentally on me, until, I started, the things that these girls said about me, I started to believe. And I don't even know how that happened, because I've never thought of myself like that. And I think that when people call you names or try to put you down, especially people you know and who you've been so close to, I think that really does fuck you up. Because you're like, these are people I hang out around, and they think that about me, and it's like, is it true? And no, it's not. I think that we just, there's a part of us that really cares about what other people think about us. And we live in a society where, it's normal. People's opinions are very, important to us. Because in a way, this is how I see it. You might have grown up trying to, please everybody that you know. And you do a bad thing or something bad happens, and you're just confused and taken back by that. So that's what happened to me. I deleted my podcast. I kind of went in a shell, and I'm not that type of person. I don't live in a shell. I don't shut my mouth. I have my own opinions and I have my own views, and I feel like it kind of just took my personality. I felt like and I felt like what the girls wanted to do, they did it, and kudos to them. People, I've realized, will try to ruin your life, and they don't care. Nobody cares. And so when I cared so much, it was so draining, and it didn't affect me for a really long time until it affected me. And I started thinking like, oh my God, do people really think this about me? And I had to really take my life back, and I decided that I'm going to start here and I'm going to tell my story, and I'm going to start this as a way to just relieve my thoughts and my stress. And if you can relate to it, that's amazing. Like, I want to help other people. I feel like I have so much to say, and I've been going through this battle with myself, trying to figure out who I really am. And, you know, my name is Adriana Sahar. I have 2 first names. I grew up going by Sahar, and then when I turned 20, I think, I went by Adriana, which is my real name. And it had such an impact on me because I realized that I am not just Adriana and I'm not just Sahar, and they're both such different women. And I didn't really, when I turned 20, it was like I became Adriana. Everyone knew me as Adriana, and it was like my close friends and family called me Sahar. So I really had to figure it out, you know? And now that I'm 30, I know I don't look 30. Good genes. I go by Sahar mostly because I feel like that's who I really am. I feel like Adriana took me places and she was great, and you know, people still call me that. I have no problem with it. But definitely identity crisis for sure. But I'm fine. Thanks for asking. So yeah, that was another thing. I feel like in 2020 I was really getting to know myself, and I was really learning to love myself so much. And when I got attacked online, it brought me down so much, and the amount of work that I had to do to pick myself up was insane. Like, I'm still doing the work. I gained like 50 pounds. I lost myself in so many different places, and it's so crazy to me because like I have such a like strong head on, and nobody could tell really like what's going on in my mind or what I'm going through, because I don't really like talk about my problems. I don't really like confess things unless like I'm very close to you. And like I said, I became like this turtle. I became slow in my shell. I didn't go out. I didn't do anything. And then I had just started like recently starting to go out and starting to like live my life again, because I was so scared, like, oh, if I go out, like, are these people gonna think I'm this and that? And like, it's so draining to always think about what other people are thinking about. And to be honest, some people are not even thinking about you. So I really had to like come to terms with that. And the more that I come to terms with things and work on myself and make myself a better person, which is what I do every day now, I live a better life. And that is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, because I don't have a therapist. The most healing that I have done is ketamine healing, and that really helped me with my anxiety and my depression. And I feel like, you know, everybody looks really happy and like they're living their best lives. Duh, like You should. But there's so many ups and downs to this lifestyle. And this lifestyle is, the industry that we're in, which is like the arts and the music and, being on the scene. And it's like so draining sometimes. So I definitely took about this entire year. So since 2022, it was mostly the end of 2021. And then I took the entire year to focus on myself. And, there's so many traumatic things that happen to us, and we don't process them. And then a year later, you're sitting there and you're like, wow, that happened to me, and that affected me, and that affected my life. And I feel like as humans, we go by so quick day to day, doing things, meeting new people, having conversations, that it's fine. Like, our traumas are not affecting us so heavily. But then when you're in bed at night and it's like, damn, that hurt. Like, a piece of my heart broke. And people don't realize how they can affect us in so many ways. And for me, it's like friendship and relationships. They're so like amazing. And even friends can break your heart. And when someone breaks your heart, it's not easy. And that's why it's so hard to like get over people and get over a breakup and move on. And I think that it sucks that we live in this place where things are so temporary. We don't process things as we should. I still don't know how you're supposed to process something, but I think it's so important to be authentic. And this is what I want to do. I want to be authentic. I want to come on here. I want to talk my truth. I want to speak my truth. And I also want to give advice. And that's what I want to do. And I feel like this is my service to the world. And a lot of people ask me, are you going to open another store? Why are you closing your store? I closed my store for a number of reasons. And at this point in my life, I don't want to open another store because it was a lot of work and I could just sell online. And that's fine because, meeting so many people every day, because I was at my job every day. I had stalkers. I had crazy people coming in and out of my shop, stealing my wigs, stealing my clothes. And yeah, I could have got security, but that's just more money to spend. And people really don't know how much time and work I put into my store and how much money I spent. And the entire store was designed by me. Everything was custom in it. It was really special. And I just feel like, in a way, it didn't get the love and recognition it deserved. And I was just tired. I was tired of working so much. I was tired of just always being there and always working. And I just needed a break. And sometimes we have to give ourselves breaks, which is what I'm doing now. And I don't think there's any shame in that, It's been a long year. I think everyone can agree. And you just got to be proud of yourself for everything that you've done already and what's to come. So if you're in a rough place right now, just know that it gets easier with time and you're going to get through it. And I think the biggest thing for me is that I have learned is that this is very intense. I've been suicidal since I was like 16 years old, and I don't feel like that anymore. And I felt like that for so long because I feel like I never felt love the way I wanted to feel. I felt alone. I felt unheard, unseen. And at this point in my life, I really could say that I don't feel like that. And that's because I learned that, like, when you die, this is kind of fucked up, but, like, people move on. Like, you pass away and that's it. And it's like your legacy is what stays and how you impacted people. But don't want to kill yourself to make people feel bad, or to make yourself feel like if you weren't here the world would be a better place, because it's not true. And I think that we feed ourselves these theories, like I have my entire life, because I definitely thought, like, if I wasn't here, maybe the world would be a better place. If I wasn't here, maybe people would stop bullying me or calling me names or this and that. And I know it's like, I'm being so real and transparent here because that's how I want to start this off. But it's safe to say that I don't feel like that anymore. I love myself, and I had to work so much to get here. And now that I know that I wouldn't put myself in a position to be hurt like that, and I learn from my lessons. I learned from things that have hurt me and things that have made me cry or have made me feel like I wasn't worth living. And when you get here, it's special. And granted, I have days where I have anxiety, or I sleep all day, or, I just don't feel like doing anything. And those are the days you really have to push through and ask yourself, why do I feel like this? What is the cause? And learn through it and break those habits and find yourself. Find yourself, because this is your life. No one else can do this for you. And I really mean it, because I told you, we go through life not like, what's the word? We go through life not realizing like how big of a part each moment is. And that's why, like, lately I just live my life so freely and I do what I want, and I don't let people like tell me what to do, or if, like, let's say I told someone to fuck off and I miss them and I want to talk to them, then I'll just text them, because it's just life, and one day you're here and one day you're not. And I just don't believe in, like, the rules and the games, and I want to just be free. And I feel like everyone should live their life freely. And I feel like once we do, we find peace and we find love in the most simplest things. And when you can reciprocate love like that, then your whole world will change. So that is what I have to say today. My podcast is going to be 20 minutes long today. And I also want to say that if you're going through something, talk to someone about it. You can DM me. I'm here for you. And I love giving advice. And I love being there for people. So, and love yourself freely and fully, and work on yourself every day, whether that's going to the gym, journaling, reading a book on self-help, or just hanging out with your best friend, and eating pasta. Like, it's like the simple things, going for a walk, grabbing a dandelion and making a wish. Like, there's so many things you can do that can just make your day better. So I hope that you guys enjoyed my first video podcast, and I'll be back again. and I'll definitely be having special guests and talking about, mental health, fashion, how I got into this, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of other great things. Thank you.